Nassau, the most visited cruise port on the entire planet. Over 6 million cruise passengers step off the gangway here every single year. On a busy day, there can be 5 or 6 ships docked at the same time. And yet, it might also be the most polarizing port in the Caribbean. Some cruisers love it, some can't wait to get back on the ship, and a lot of first-timers walk off completely unprepared for what greets them. Today, we're going to change that, with everything you need to know to have a genuinely great day in Nassau.
Welcome to Dockside Travel. We are Melanie and Chris. We have been cruising for more than 20 years, and we create cruise port guides, ship tours, and share real cruise insights to help you explore with confidence. If you enjoy videos like this, please hit subscribe, and don't forget to like and comment because it really helps YouTube share our content with more cruisers.
Nassau is the capital of the Bahamas, and it's built its entire tourism economy around the cruise industry. It's not just a beach stop, it's a real, functioning capital city with history, culture, local food, traffic, and yes, crowds. The difference between a cruiser who loves Nassau and one who doesn't almost always comes down to one thing: having a plan before you walk off the ship. So let's build you one. Nassau is a pier docking port. Your ship ties up directly, no tenders required. The newer cruise pier has made the arrival experience significantly better in recent years. The facility is modern, colorful, and clean, with shops, open spaces, and an easy walkway to the harbor area. But step outside those pier gates and the energy shifts immediately. You'll be greeted by a wave of taxi drivers, tour operators, excursion reps, and vendors, all at once, all competing for your attention. Walk with purpose. Know where you're headed before you step off that gangway, because Nassau will absolutely fill in the gap if you don't. Here's the good news though: Nassau is actually one of the most walkable Caribbean capital cities for cruisers. Within 10 to 15 minutes on foot from most berths, you can reach Junkanoo Beach, Bay Street shopping, and several of the city's key historical sites. Unlike many Caribbean ports where a good beach requires a taxi, Nassau does give you some legitimate options right off the ship. If you're exploring independently, the main tourist zones are all manageable on foot. Bay Street in the downtown shopping district, Junkanoo Beach, the Queen's Staircase, and Fort Fincastle. These are all walkable from the pier without booking anything. For beaches beyond Junkanoo, you'll want transport. Cable Beach is a popular choice, wider, calmer, and more resort-like, and it's a 10-minute taxi ride. Cabbage Beach near Atlantis Resort and Paradise is another option, though you'll pay a small bridge toll to cross over to Paradise Island. Taxis are plentiful and easy to find. Rates are posted, but always confirm the price before you get in. If you're headed out with a group, hiring a private driver for a couple of hours often gives you excellent flexibility and value. They know the island, and they can help you customize a day. Water taxis also run across the harbor to Paradise Island if you're planning an Atlantis visit, and they're a fun little ride in their own right. Let's walk through the experiences that genuinely deliver in Nassau. Queen's Staircase and Fort Fincastle. This is Nassau's most underrated attraction, and it's completely free. The Queen's Staircase is a 66-step staircase hand-carved from limestone by enslaved workers in the late 18th century, built to allow soldiers to move between the fort and the town below. It's shaded, beautifully preserved, and leads directly up to Fort Fincastle, where you'll get sweeping views across Nassau, the harbor, and the ships below. The whole visit takes 30 to 40 minutes, and it's about a 15-minute walk from the pier. If you have any interest at all in history or a great photo, make this a priority. Junkanoo Beach. About a 10 to 15 minute walk from most berths, Junkanoo Beach is the most accessible beach option for cruisers. It's lively with beach bars, food, chair rentals, and bathroom facilities. Is it the most pristine beach in the Caribbean? No. But for a walk-off beach day without excursions or taxis, it delivers on atmosphere and convenience. Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island. Atlantis is the marquee draw for many visitors. A massive resort complex with water slides, a lagoon aquarium, pools, restaurants, and a casino. Day passes exist, but they're pricey. Just budget your time carefully. The crossing, the walk to the resort, and any crowds can eat into your port time faster than expected. For Royal Caribbean and celebrity guests, if you already haven't seen our Royal Beach Club video, we just published a full guide to that experience. The Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is located right across the harbor from where the ships dock in Nassau, and it's a legitimate option if you want a structured beach club day with food, pools, and plenty of entertainment, though it does come at a price. Check out the link in the description below. For royal and celebrity guests, it truly is a fantastic option. Nassau's food scene is genuinely worth exploring if you go local. The Bahamian staples are the real highlight here. cracked conch, which is light breaded and fried, crispy and delicious. Conch fritters, a classic served everywhere near the waterfront. Conch salad, fresh, citrusy, sometimes made right in front of you. Fresh seafood and Bahamian fish plates, widely available and high quality near the water. One spot near Junkanoo Beach that consistently comes up in cruiser recommendations is the Salty Crab. It's casual, close to the action, and rated 4.8 out of 5 on TripAdvisor. A strong choice if you're doing a DIY beach day. If you want a nicer experience, there are solid spots, but some are outside walking distance and will require a taxi. Quick reality check, Nassau is not a budget port. Meals, drinks, and especially anything near the resort areas will cost noticeably more than most Caribbean stops. Build that into your day, and don't be caught off guard when the bill arrives. If you want a more structured day, Nassau has some solid choices beyond the main landmarks. Snorkeling and glass-bottom boat tours consistently rate well. Easy half-day options with reputable operators. Blue Lagoon Island is a private beach experience that gets strong reviews, particularly for families. Think calm water, beautiful setting, dolphin encounters, and snorkeling, typically accessed via an organized excursion. Swim with the Pigs is marketed heavily here, but be aware these experiences are typically off-island at Exuma, accessed by speedboat. Confirm the full logistics before booking there so no surprises on port day. What we'd caution against is anything involving jet skis or water rentals from unsolicited vendors on the pier. Nassau has had documented problems with unlicensed operators, aggressive pricing, and safety incidents. Stick to ship-organized excursions or operators with verified reviews on TripAdvisor or Cruise Critic. Let's be straightforward here. We always are. At the time of making this video, both Canada and the United States advise travelers to exercise increased caution in the Bahamas, with Nassau specifically highlighted due to higher crime levels compared to most other Caribbean cruise ports. Here's what that means practically for a cruise passenger. Crime on Nassau is not evenly distributed. The cruise pier, the waterfront tourist zones, Junkanoo Beach, and organized resort areas are generally well policed and feel secure. The risk rises when you venture into residential streets, back alleys, or areas beyond the main tourist corridor, especially without a guide. The most common issue cruisers face are persistent solicitation, overcharging, scams, and petty theft at crowded beach areas. To stay safe, use licensed taxis. Confirm pricing before you get in. Stay in the main tourist zones unless you're with a guided tour. Keep valuables secured on the beach, don't leave anything unattended, and politely decline vendors and keep walking. Engaging just invites persistence. The bottom line, this isn't a port to wander blindly. Treat it like a day in a busy city. Stay aware, stay in populated areas, and have a plan. Thousands of cruisers have genuinely great days in Nassau every week. The ones who struggle are almost always the ones who stepped off the ship without a plan. Let's make this practical. Here are 3 frameworks based on how much time you have. If you have 4 hours, walk directly to Junkanoo Beach, enjoy the water, grab a drink or some conch fritters at a nearby spot, stroll Bay Street on the way back for a quick browse, and board early to beat the crowds. If you have 6 hours, start at Queen's Staircase and Fort Fincastle. History stop, harbor views, great photos. Walk back towards the waterfront, hit Junkanoo Beach for a swim and lunch. Finish with a loop through the downtown shopping district before heading back to the ship. If you have a full day, this is where Royal Beach Club Paradise Island enters the picture. And honestly, if you're on a Royal Caribbean or Celebrity Sailing and the price works for you, it's our top pick for a full Nassau port day. Pools, party co, family beach, water sports, all-you-can-eat dining, and open bar. It checks every box for a premium beach day, and it's operated by Royal Caribbean, so experience is consistent and the quality is high. Transport from the pier is included, so you just walk off the ship and they take care of the rest. Pricing is dynamic and changes by sailing, so check your cruise planner before you go. You'll see exactly what's available and can decide if it fits your budget. We just published a full Royal Beach Club guide. The link is in the description. If you'd rather keep it independent, book a reputable excursion to Blue Lagoon Island or Cable Beach. Build in time for a proper sit-down Bahamian lunch and leave 90 minutes before all aboard to get back comfortably. Either way, know your plan before you step off at the gangway. Here's how Nassau stacks up across the categories we rate for every port. For walkability, we give it 4 out of 5. Downtown, Junkanoo Beach, and the historical sites are all walkable. Better beach options do require transport. For family friendly, 3 out of 5 stars. It works well with kids in the right spots. Blue Lagoon, Atlantis, and the Royal Beach Club are all big hits. Less predictable if you venture off path. Beach and relaxation quality, 3 out of 5. Junkanoo is convenient and fun, but definitely not pristine. Cable Beach and Cabbage Beach raise the bar, with more effort required to get there. For culture, history, local vibe, we give it 4 out of 5. Queen Staircase, Fort Fincastle, authentic Bahamian cuisine, and real capital city energy. More depth here than most cruisers expect. Value for money, 2 out of 5. It's one of the more expensive Caribbean ports. Tourist pricing is real and unavoidable in most areas. Plan your budget ahead of time. For safety and comfort, we give it 3 out of 5. Elevated caution advisories compared to most Caribbean stops, it's very manageable with awareness, but not something to brush off. Overall verdict, Nassau isn't a paradise you stumble into. It's a port that rewards the prepared cruiser. Come in with a plan, stay in the right zones, lean into the local food and history, and you'll leave saying it was absolutely worth the stop. And that's Nassau. Loud, crowded, imperfect, and genuinely interesting when you approach it the right way. If this guide helped you feel more ready for your port day, that's exactly what we're here for. Hit subscribe if you haven't already done so. We publish cruise port guides, ship tours, and full cruise vlog series every week right here on Dockside Travel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next port.